My name's Chris Mancini. I'm the executive director of Save the Harbor, Save the Bay. I want to thank our very illustrious panel for joining us here today, co-hosting today, welcoming us to her district, Democratic Whip Katherine Clark, of course, who will be over there. Former Mayor of Revere and Commissioner of the DCR, Brian Arrigo, of course. We are so excited that the Celtics were courteous enough to keep winning in DCR green. So it was perfect timing. Thank you to Mayor Patrick Keefe for hosting us also here. We also have our wonderful Rep Jeff Turco. Fantastic Rep Jessica Giannino, also a commissioner on the Metropolitan Beaches Commission. Thanks very much to Councilor Bob Haas for being here, both as the city councilor and representing Senator Lydia Edwards' office. Thank you so much, Bob. Thanks to Ira Novoselsky for being here from the city council, and Angela Guarino Sawaya. I got all the names. And I just want to also acknowledge our wonderful staff from Rep. Adrian Modero's office, who is the co-chair of the Metropolitan Beaches Commission, and several other of our wonderful commissioners, Chris Biner from South Boston, Susan Hamilton from the DCR, and Barbara Bishop from Winthrop. Thank you all for being here as well. And thank you so much to all of the Better Beaches and youth program partners who've joined us on the beach today. There are people out here right now who, starting this weekend, will be hosting free events on Revere Beach and all of the Metropolitan Beaches Commission beaches all summer long, really celebrating the fact that you can get out there and use these beaches almost every day of the summer. So I will get a little bit more into the detail of the report card in a little bit, but first I want to turn it over to Mayor Keefe to say a few words.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Save the Harbor, for being here today. We know why you picked Revere Beach to unveil your scores, because we know what we have here in the community. We know the Commonwealth recognizes that as well, and that's why it's so awesome to have our state delegation and, of course, our unbelievable congresswoman come not too far. Probably swim across the little bay right there. Didn't have to come too far to check us out, but we're so fortunate to have so many people in and around the city of Revere to help represent us. Of course, former mayor and Commissioner Arrigo does everything for all of the state's parks and beaches, but certainly I know he keeps his thumb on what's going on in Revere, even though he's not supposed to tell anyone that. All right? We won't get you in trouble. So thank you very much for being here. I'm really proud as the mayor of Revere to be in one of the cleanest urban beaches in the Commonwealth. Well, thank you. With consistently clean water for swimming and recreation, Revere Beach continues to flourish. We attract roughly 2 million visitors annually, including myself and my family that frequent the beach. We like to walk it with our dog outside of the beach. And of course, we like to share time on the sand with our neighbors and fellow residents and travelers. The city of Revere, the Commonwealth, and our community partners understand the importance of a healthy and safe recreational space for families to enjoy year-round. The positive grade for Revere Beach and other beaches along this ocean front really signifies what's been done in the Commonwealth to protect the waters. The city of Revere is accustomed to making sure they protect their waterways by investing over $100 million in the last 12 years in our wastewater and stormwater systems. So thank you to our own DPW and our Public Works crew for making sure that we continue to represent and take care of our beach, along with the Commonwealth and, of course, with our leaders in Congress. It is my absolute honor to bring up our Congresswoman, our City of Revere resident, and our good friend, the Democratic Minority Whip, Katherine Clark.
Good afternoon, and thank you to my mayor, Patrick Keefe, and to all my partners in government here. We're so proud to have city councilors here, our amazing state representatives, and representative from our state senator, for defending what Teddy Roosevelt called the most glorious heritage a people ever received. Those gorgeous public lands aren't fenced off for any one person. There's a small section for the plovers, but that's all part of preserving our heritage. But they are instead shared, enjoyed, and passed down by all of us as a commonwealth and a country. And how fortunate we are to have this kind of treasure right in our backyard. America's first public beach. Right on the tee. No need to get in your car and fight traffic. It is a precious inheritance for our children and our grandchildren. But this heritage, these public lands, are never guaranteed. It has to be defended year after year. And I am so grateful to the advocates like Chris and the tools like this report card to mobilize action. It takes that kind of leadership that we've seen from Revere's own Brian Arrigo, the head of DCR. We're so proud of our commissioner. And it takes serious investment. The kind that transformed Boston Harbor from one of the dirtiest in America into the jewel of New England. A $5 billion investment that has delivered results worth as much as $100 billion with a B dollars. It thanks to the vision and tenacity of the Bay Staters who fought for those resources. That even amid last year's historic rainfall and all the ecological challenges that posed, our beaches were able to persevere and continue welcoming visitors. That resiliency was a policy choice. And now we have another choice to make. Are we going to protect our beaches against climate change, or are we going to let progress slip away? Everyone here has chosen to fight for our harbor and for our beaches. And in Washington, we have enacted unprecedented funding for climate and infrastructure projects. By working together, this community is going to keep bringing those investments home to Revere. And together, we're going to hand this treasure to the next generation. Thank you for all your remarkable work. It is a privilege to be in this fight alongside you.
All right. Thank you so much, Whip Clark, for being here. We are so honored to be here on the beach with you today. And thank you for everything you're doing every day down in Washington and in the district and all over the country, actually. I hear you just got back from San Diego. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Their beaches are okay. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. No Revere Beach. I'd like to welcome up he was a great mayor, but he's a fantastic DCR commissioner. So please welcome Commissioner Brian Arrigo.
Thank you, Chris. Can you hear me? No. Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Can you hear me now? I'll just say when I was mayor, this podium worked. And it certainly worked when the congresswoman was speaking from it. But I love you, Mayor Keefe. I'm just kidding. Good afternoon, everyone. And I am so thrilled to be here. I can say this is my personal favorite place on the DCR portfolio. And it's always a pleasure to be able to come back to Revere. And to come back today and talk about our shared commitment, of ensuring that all of our residents have access, to safe and clean water, for recreation. Water safety and water quality is a top priority for the Healy-Driscoll administration. And we are certainly on the right track. And I think this report card shows just that, that we continue to have some of the cleanest beaches all throughout the country. And we are certainly proud of the progress that we've made. And with our summers getting hotter and hotter, it is more important now more than ever that our families and our children have beautiful places like Revere Beach to be able to safely cool down during the summer. Equal access to our waterfronts is not just essential for recreation, it also creates healthy communities, especially in our gateway cities, where we know that the impacts of climate change are having much more intense effects. And despite last year's record rainfall, 9 of our metro beaches scored over a water quality safety rating of over 88% for 2023. And our South Boston beaches once again led the pack. As part of our commitment to clean water, we conduct regular water quality testing at all of our waterfronts from Memorial Day to Labor Day, in accordance with the Department of Public Health. And we work really closely with DPH and our testing contractor to make sure that we're notifying the public of the water quality conditions. And we do that both on our website and on our park alerts page on mass.gov. And as part of our ongoing efforts to make sure that our waterfronts are welcoming and they continue to be welcoming to everyone, our water quality signs are now available in 9 different languages via a QR code. And I can say this, we have federal, state, and local and nonprofit organizations all committed to working together to make sure that we have safe and clean water for the Commonwealth. And at DCR, we're certainly committed to environmental stewardship and collaborative efforts. And that's why I so appreciate the partnership that DCR has with Save the Harbor, Save the Bay, with the Metro Beaches Commission. The work that we can do together is incredible, and we're off to a great start. But we know that the work doesn't end here. As climate change poses new challenges, we have to continue to remain vigilant. We have to continue to double down on our efforts to protect and preserve our natural resources. And we're not doing that just for us. We're doing that for generations and generations after us. And so building partnerships like the one you see on display here today, and really diving into those innovative solutions will be so key for us to be successful in the future in maintaining clean waterways. So I thank you, Chris. I thank everybody here. Thank you, Congresswoman, for your partnership, and certainly look forward to the work that's ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'd like to welcome up Representative Jeffrey Turco.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity to say a few words. I'm getting banged in the head. I get this, so I'm going to go here. I'll go here. So thank you for the opportunity to say a few words. Madam Congresswoman, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your vision to move to Revere. Come here and be my constituent, the mayor's constituent. We appreciate the fact that your staff and you are always available to us. Sometimes you have to say no, but sometimes, just to have a friendly ear and power to know that the people of this area matter. We're so blessed to have you, and I want to thank you in front of everybody because you deserve it. Thank you. I want to thank our mayor and our former mayor. This beach has been transformed since I was a kid playing here as a 5-6-year-old kid. And when you look at what's happened on Revere Beach in the last 45 years, it's because of vision and leadership of successor prior mayors, including Commissioner Arrigo, including Mayor Keefe, including former Mayor Rizzo and former Mayor Ambrosino, who said, we're going to make this America's first public beach into something really special. I don't want to drag this out, but it's worth saying. I want to thank the members of the Capitol Police, our Revere Police, everything you do every day to keep our elected officials and keep our community safe. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for what you do. President Kennedy, in his City Upon a Hill speech, said, for what is true of Massachusetts, what is Pericles said of the Athenians, what is true of Pericles said of the Athenians, We do not imitate. We are a model to others. So it is true of Massachusetts. As we sit here on the first public beach in the nation, celebrating some of the cleanest beach and cleanest waters in the entire country, as we sit across from the first public transportation system in the United States of America. We look out and we see Deer Island, the cleanest water in the history of the Commonwealth delivered to the people, because of leadership of our elected officials at the state and local level, because of Judge Mazzoni taking a brave stand when advocates went before him and said the people of this area deserve clean water and clean beaches and the right to drink clean water and not get sick. And Judge Mazzoni took a stand. All of that is because of collective leadership. I'm so blessed to be a small part of it. I want to thank my colleague, Rep. Giannino, for her leadership on the Beaches Commission and to help make today possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rep. Turco. And now your colleague in the House, Rep. Jessica Giannino, our commissioner from the Metropolitan Beaches Commission.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Chris, Whip Clark, Mayor Keefe, my partners in state, local, and federal government. What a beautiful day to be on America's first public beach. And it's such a special day to be here, not only because we're in my favorite place, but it's a special day to be a commissioner in Save the Harbor, because this is really where the mission for Save the Harbor started. It started with cleaning up Boston Harbor. And because of that mission and where it started in 1986, we have a clean Boston Harbor. We have a harbor that you can enjoy. We have a beach behind me. Oh, wait. You get used to being in Revere and knowing that planes go overhead and trains go by and sometimes you have to pause. That there's a beach that you can swim in. And you can see that on this beautiful Monday morning that there are people enjoying our beach. I wish we were. But it's great, right? Because of that work and because of that mission that started back in 1986 and because of the vision that people before us had, that we could enjoy that beach. And I think, we talk about safety and our families enjoying the beach, and it starts in the water, but it comes out to here. Right? And we're so lucky for the partnerships we have with our state police, with Revere Police. I see Chief Callahan here, who's always here to support us in the city of Revere. We're really lucky to have those partnerships at the city level, at the state level, and at the federal level. We're here with Whip Clark, who's one of the most powerful women in Washington, D.C., fighting for the city of Revere, advocating for America's first public beach every single day. We could not be in a better position than we are, right? So it's such a blessing to be here, not only as a representative and resident of the city of Revere, but as a commissioner, working to make sure that all of our metropolitan beaches, not just my home and my personal favorite beach, are clean and are safe, and that they're places where all people can swim and enjoy, because we know that this is such an incredible resource, because not every family can afford a vacation, right? This is many families in Revere's resource and outlet for the summertime, where they can take their families to enjoy a safe, fun day out. And we need to ensure that we protect that. And we need to ensure that America's first public beach is always a safe place for our families in the city of Revere and our surrounding communities. So thank you to my partners today. Pleasure to be here. And I'm really looking forward to hearing more information from Chris. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rep. Giannino. And finally, our local city councilor, Ira Novoselsky. Would you like to say anything? Oh, well, thank you so much, City Councilor Novoselsky and Angela, for being here. All right. And finally, just a quick note. We are here to talk about the water quality, so I will say a few words about that in case anyone's curious. As I said, we've been doing this DCR has been testing the water quality for decades. And it's remarkable to look at these grades, and I know we have a bit of a range here, but to look at the 6-year average for most of these beaches, to look at the average for last year being a 90%, considering that, in the 80s into the 90s, 300 million gallons of untreated sewage were basically going out into this harbor every day. And it took vision, it took commitment, and it took a huge collaborative effort. It took a $5 billion investment to build the Deer Island Sewage Treatment Plant, leadership from folks like Judge Mazzoni, as Rep. Turco said, to get this done. And if you haven't toured the MWRA facility, it's a delight. You should I know that sounds weird saying go to sewage treatment plant. It's a delight, but it really is. It's a miracle of engineering. And that 300 million gallons now coming from 43 cities and towns is now being treated. And the water at the end of the pipe is arguably cleaner than the water that's already in the ocean. My very good friend and colleague David Coffin drank it once. He got tricked into drinking it, but he drank it. But we did have a lot of rain last year. And we do have the cleanest urban beaches in the country in this region. And Revere is one of the cleanest beaches in the region. And what we want people to take from this report card is the confidence to go out and use your beach. We are so proud of our partnership with DCR for being so responsive and reactive to those daily tests. To the Department of Public Health, they have a brand new website from last year. It's interactive. We really encourage people to spend some time on it. Get to know your local beach. The one challenge we all continue to face is that technology has not caught up with our needs yet. Those tests take 24 hours to get back. So in terms of a daily response, it's hard to say with 100% accuracy, is it safe to swim today? But that's why we put this report card out, because you know that Revere, gets in the high 90s year over year, that even in one of the rainiest years in the last century, it is still one of the cleanest beaches. And when you get to look at those tests in depth, you see that even those failed tests are simply just a fraction of a percentage over the limit. We are talking, again, a large resource here, America's First Public Beach, and get to know your local beach. And until that technology catches up with us, Save the Harbor's best advice everywhere except for 2 beaches, which I'll just say a brief note about in a minute. If you do get a heavy rainstorm, kind of like we did yesterday afternoon, give it 24 hours. That's just best practice. It's been 24 hours since the rain. We would feel confident. I would get out into Revere Beach. I would get onto the water today. I'd bring my daughter out into Revere Beach's water today. Save the Harbor's always here. I will stick around if folks have questions. You want to drill into this at all. The only 2 exceptions are South Boston's beaches, which, continuing that effort, we took all the pipes off those beaches. They are clean every single day of the year. It would be great to do that on all the beaches. That's a huge investment of time and energy. We're at 98% most of these places. And, as you see, our two beaches at the bottom there, a known challenge that we are all working on in a concerted effort up in Lynn, a great partnership between the city of Boston and the DCR down in Dorchester on Tinian Beach, to really use that beach to become a model for climate resiliency and improve that water quality over time. But we hope you'll check out our website. We hope you'll come to the free events on every public beach this summer. And we hope you'll join us at some of our climate workshops that are coming up, including in South Boston. We've been here in Revere a couple weeks ago. We'll be in South Boston next week. But again, thank you to all of our elected reps. Thank you to all of our community reps for being here. And thank you very much to Congresswoman Katherine Clark for coming out, for speaking for us, and for doing all the work you do. So thank you all very much. Have a great day. Get in the water.